What is up guys, it's your boy Sol. I'm here, back with another Palworld video. So today we're talking about the Pal Labor Research Laboratory, a brand new building slash structure you can build in the Feybreak update. Now to unlock this building you need to get yourself to level 20, and you can unlock it through regular technology points. I'm just going to show you real quick right now where you can find this. So it's level 20, the 20th tier, and you have Pal Labor Research Laboratory right here. Building this will take you 10 ingot and 10 palladium fragments, and trust me, you want to build this as soon as possible. Throughout this video we'll take a look at why you want to build this and some tips and tricks towards the end as well that not a lot of people have been talking about. So first of all, why do you want to build this? Well, this right here will make your pals at your base more efficient in some way, shape or form. So let's take a look at some of the stats here. For handiwork, for example, you can get 10% handiwork speed, and you can further increase that speed on the left side. You can also get more ammunition and more spheres, and over here as well you can decrease the materials required to craft certain items. And then all the way on the right side you pretty much have the same thing every single time, reducing the time it takes to research these things, and at the last time here giving you defense power and also attack power for pals in your base. Now I'm pretty sure that these ones right here, the Pal base attack power and Pal base defense power, there's been quite a few discussions here. Does this mean the base attack power, like if you go to a Pal right now and at level 1 or whatever level you have them at, you have like base attack power? Would it be this, the Pal's attack power, or in your base? Well, I've been doing some tests here, and I've been getting quite a few of these myself, and the Pals in my party are not affected by this defense increase or the attack power increase. That being said, Pals in my base and in my Pal box, they are affected by it. So if the Pals in your base basically, or in any of your bases, they are affected by this. So you get more attack power and more defense power for Pals in your base. And that might sound quite useless, but trust me, some of the later raid bosses like Belanoir Libero, Blasphemous Ryu, and even the new raid boss as well that you have to deal with, Xenolord, you pretty much usually build a base for that raid boss specifically, and having more attack power and more defense power on those pals you use in those raid fights will be incredible and will be a game changer. Now I'm not going to talk about all the benefits over here, I'm just going to talk about the ones that I don't have really, and I'll show you the ones that I have over here on the right side. So I have maxed out handiwork, for example, and for that we get technology unlock large toolbox. We have plus 35% handiwork craft speed, plus 15% ammunition additional crafting probability. We have plus 15% on spheres as well. We have minus 15% materials for producing pal gear, armor and weapons, plus 2% pal base attack power, plus 2% pal defense power, and also 20% research speed. That is all 20 out of 20 in handiwork. Now for kindling we have technology unlock flame cauldron, 35% work speed, 15% additional crafting probability from cooking. If you're doing endgame in Palworld, for example, you make a bunch of cakes for breeding, well, having this you will get more cake, plus 15% chance to get double or triple, basically more cakes per craft. Same thing goes for ingots as well. Whenever you're crafting those, you have a 15% chance to craft more ingots, and you also have 2% pal base attack power, defense power, and plus 20% speed. Now the ones that I don't have in kindling is because I have put on a setting to get instant hatch on my eggs. If you don't have that, this is really good to have. Plus 5% hatching speed, plus 10% hatching speed, plus another 5%, and plus 10%. This is 30% egg hatching speed in total, in addition to all of these benefits. Then we have watering. Over here we have the fountain technology unlock, plus 35%, plus 15% farm crop growth rate, plus 15% ore crafting probability, like whenever you're doing the making palladium, for example, if crushing basically, you have 15% chance to get more palladium. You also get plus 20% farms harvest yield, plus 2% pal base defense power, and the one I'm missing is the 2% attack power, and then also 20% research speed. We have also maxed out planting. For planting we get silo and flower bed, plus 35% work speed for planting, plus 20% farm crop growth rate, plus 30% farms harvest yield, and 2% attack power, defense power, and 20% research speed. For electricity, we're looking at the electric pylon unlock. We have 35% work speed increase, You also have plus 70% power storage capacity. In addition to that, you also have a minus 20% power consumption, so literally these three right here combined makes it so you pretty much never go out of electricity at your base, no matter how many things you have requiring electricity. I, for example, only have 2 ore circs now per base that are maxed out with work speed, by the way, and they are pretty much generating all the electricity that I need, even at my high electricity bases. Then we have 2% attack power, 2% defense power, and 20% research speed once again. We have also maxed out lumbering. Over here we have stump and axe technology unlock, 35% work speed, 2% attack power, 2% defense power, and here's where the fun things really start getting in. Minus 20% expedition time and plus 20% expedition rewards. We also have plus 20% research speed, obviously. Then we have mining. Over here we have everything except attack power and defense power, and that means we have the unlock for pickaxe and helmet, plus 35% mining's work speed, plus 60% crude oil extraction speed, minus 15% time on expeditions, and plus 15% rewards from expeditions as well, and then plus 20% mining research speed. Now for cooling we have nothing, and for medicine we have nothing, so let's go through those. The main node in cooling, for example, item decay speed minus 10%, makes it so you waste less food. Over here, cooling's work speed plus 10%. Over here, technology unlock snowman, then we have cooling work speed plus 5%, cooling work speed plus 5%, and finally plus 10%. So we can get plus 20% in total here, and plus 10% more, so plus 30% work speed on cooling. And over here we had 10% item decay speed. Over here, 5 plus 5, so 20, and 30, so 30% item decay speed. Over here as well, egg hatching speed plus 5%, plus 10%, plus 5, and plus 10, for a total of plus 30. Remember, we also got plus 30 from kindling, so over here we now have, was it kindling? I think it was kindling. Yeah, here we have kindling. So kindling plus cooling, you can get plus 60% egg hatching speed, basically doubling the hatching speed for your eggs. Then we have the 20% research speed, obviously, the attack power and defense power. For medicine, we don't really have that many. We have 13 tiers here. So number 1 is medicine work speed plus 10%. Then we have plus 5%. Over here, technology unlock for the witch's cauldron plus 5%, plus 5, and finally plus 10%. In the middle, we have materials required minus 5, minus 5, and finally minus 10, so just requiring way less materials to make medicine. And for somebody like me who has 10 bases right now where the pals are working, I am burning through medicine very fast, so I need to get this ASAP. And on the right side we also have research speed 10%, 10%, and the defense power and attack power. So by researching everything you can here, you will make your pals at your base way more efficient at whatever handiwork thing they're doing. Like whatever work suitability they're doing, you will make them way better at it, and you will just make the pals more efficient. It will also benefit you for the end game when you're doing raid boss fights, for example, like Xenoloord Blasphemous Ryu, because you get plus base attack power and base defense power, making your pals stronger in combat as well at the base. Now, when it comes to tips and tricks, let's just talk about whenever you're doing research here, there's a couple of things you need. So let's go to the end down here. You will see you need a bunch of something called Ancient Pal Manuscript, and you will also need Ancient Civilization Parts, which I don't really think anyone has a problem getting at this point. You will also need Ancient Civilization Core. Now, for both the cores and the manuscripts, there's one really easy way to get that, and that is by using the Pal Expedition Station. That is another thing that I have a video about as well, like the Expedition Station itself, and how to use that. Now, whenever you use that, if you have done the final boss, the Feybreak boss, the Feybreak Tower, which I also have a guide for, you can send out missions here to get the rewards. And the rewards from this one, if I just cancel here, and we change destination, you can see that by doing this, we get Ancient Pal Manuscript, Ultimate Spheres, Exotic Spheres, Crude Oil, Chromite, Giant Palisouls, and blah blah blah. All the way down, we also get Ancient Civilization Core. So from sending this one out, you literally get pretty much everything you need for these research facilities. Now, whenever I'm doing this dungeon right here, so we go to Dark Cave of Feybreak, you can see usually it has a 40-minute timer. It's usually 1 hour, but we get minus 35% from having the Pal research, and by overpowering this, you can see we need to have 476,000 firepower. I will have a 5.7 million. That reduces the time down to 5 minutes and 51 seconds. Now, in my bags right now, I already have the loot from about 6 runs, I think. So about half an hour of farming this, AFK by the way. Just standing here and doing this, completely AFK for about half an hour. We got 75 Ancient Pal manuscripts and 12 Ancient Civilization cores. Now, if you are lacking cores, you can also do raid boss fights to get those cores more efficiently. You can also farm the Palworld oil rig, even like the new level 60 version or the old level 55 version. And you can get the Ancient Civilization cores from doing that as well. Now, for the Ancient Pal manuscripts, you get them from doing expeditions like I just showed you, but there's one more way to get those as well, and that is by handing in the bounty tokens. If I go to my chest right now, we should have quite a few of those left over. The bounty tokens, yeah, 1,684 of them that I currently have, and these you get from killing the various boss fights like these guys, the purple marks on your map. So we have Nimble up here, we have Urkin over there, so like defeating all of these purple boss fights, you will get bounty tokens, and you can hand in those tokens to get more of these if you are lacking Ancient Pal manuscripts. But really, if you can overpower the Pal expeditions and do them fast, you should get these fairly fast. Like I got 75 of them in 30 minutes. Now, if you have been doing any Pal research so far using the Pal Labor Research Laboratory, you might notice it takes a long time to complete, because if I start this right now, we should have quite a few watering pals at this base. I mean, I can see 2 of them right now. We have 1 up there and 1 over here, and 1 over here as well. Quite often, they never do anything at the base, and I mean pretty much never do anything. This guy actually just came here and started doing some watering, but usually it takes a long while, and he might do like 2 or 3%, and then he might go away. So for me, whenever I'm quote-unquote naturally doing these researches, they take absolutely forever. Like now, he stopped after 1.1%, and he started doing something else, right? And he will come back. The biggest advice here, if you want to get these done as soon as possible, is to use your own palace. So take some palace from the pal box or from your base, and put them into your party. Doing this, you can force them to manually do labor. So if I click here and then summon my pal, that pal is now going to start working on this pal research until it is complete, and then you can do whatever in your base and the pal will still finish this task. So I can go, for example, back up to the expedition right now, or I can start collecting eggs and hatching eggs. I can do whatever, and this guy will just continue doing this exact task until he's done, or until I go too far away. So as you can see, it's already up to 13%, and we're going to go through this pretty fast. So if you are struggling to get your research done because your pals in the base, simply don't prioritize it. Use your own pals and summon them from the party and do it manually. Now, to end the video, I want to answer 2 questions that I've seen people ask, basically frequently asked questions. So number 1 is, do you need to have one of these at every single base? And the answer looks to be no. I only have it at the main base, and all of my pals are currently getting benefits from that one base, so you just need to have the pal research in one singular place. It also looks like, question number 2, can you destroy it? Yes, you can, or at least I can, and I've tried to destroy every single one that I have, and my pals still have the bonuses. So it looks like once you have done the research once, it's basically tied to your account, or tied to your world or something. So it's basically something you just have to do once, and even if you happen to destroy them by mistake, it's fine. So either way, that's basically how to use the Pal Labor Research Laboratory, and hopefully you found this video helpful, informative, and useful. And once again, use your own pals and just do it manually. It is way easier, and you can just power through it and get those bonuses really quick. And I'm just going to say once again, you do want to have these bonuses. They really do help out. Either way, that's the video. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below, and let me know your favorite part of the Feybreak update in the comments. I would love to see what people are vibing with the update so far. I think there's a lot of great additions to the game, good quality of life upgrades. There's still a few things missing in my opinion, but this update was massive. It was way bigger than I even imagined it could be, and I'm just really happy. It's a really good update. Either way, once again, thank you for watching. I'll see you again in the next video very soon.